Hi, my name is Lauren and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom Inc., reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Show Kings. Today, we got a great episode in store for you guys today, and we're going to be talking about some real important topics and real things that might hit home for you guys today. But before we get started, I wanted to say thanks to Douglasville, Georgia, for allowing us in their homes, and to Felix Washington, the producer of the show, for making this all possible. And to you, the viewers that tune in every week to support, the Talk Show Kings, guys. So we greatly appreciate. And those that's watching us on maybe TV 1061 on YouTube, we're also streaming live on Roku TV. So anybody that has a Roku television, they can also stream live on the Roku channel, TV 1061. And before we get started, I'm Talk Show King Darwin, and to my left,
King Jaquaz, and to my left,
King Jason, and to my left,
King Eric.
And together we are the
Talk Show Kings.
All right, guys. We're going to get this show started today. and we're going to start it off with some hot chatter of the week, the hot chatter of the week. And before we get started, guys, you can always call in anytime, any topic that we're talking about today. You can always call in and comment and voice your concern. The number will be flashing on the screen, and you can also donate to TV 1061, $ TV 1061 on Cash App. So with the hot chatter, I think we're going to start off with this Tyson fight, guys. What's going on with the Tyson fight, man? How do y'all feel about that Tyson fight, King Jaquaz?
The only thing about the whole production of all the fights was the women fight. That was the best. That was the best fight of the night.
The women, I think they should have had a better undercard too.
Yeah,
that undercard really wasn't hitting on that.
I'm saying the main event, the Tyson fight. I'm going to say what everybody's thinking. That fight was rigged.
Yeah,
all the
it
way
was rigged.
Completely.
I agree. I concur. What about you, King Jason?
I'll give you guys 2 pointers. One, I'm going to give you the IT because you're not working in the IT industry. One, Netflix was very immature on how the show was just, going slow. It kept pausing over and over again for like multiple seconds. You had to close out, log back in.
There's a reason because of that. We literally crashed Netflix.
I heard. I think it was about
Really?
60 million people.
No, 130 million.
No, they said it was 60 million that caused it to crash. And after that, when they got it back up, that's when it started increasing to over 100 million.
Yeah, okay.
So first of all, they should have been better prepared for that.
They said they were going to be prepared.
Well, I mean, with live streaming, there's no way. Like, it was too much traffic.
You should always be prepared for high traffic for this type of event. And it's not just nationwide. This was global.
True.
So you should be ready and well prepared for that type of network traffic on your framework. Then point number 2, Tyson fight, completely rigged. I mean, I enjoyed it. I was able to make it to watch it because I kept going in and out. I was falling asleep, staying awake, going to sleep. But no, that game was rigged. But Mike still got, to have some fun out of it.
What you think about that, King Eric?
Yeah, the part for me, like I told you earlier, the part for me, he kissed the guy in the back when they were giving him the interview,
and showed his behind.
And then as he was walking away, they showed a nice little caption of that booty.
Wow.
So that right there, that already let me know for what it was going to look like for the rest of the night. And, I don't think that your cameraman, I don't believe that this whole thing was ran properly. It wasn't professional on a higher level because, again, like King Jason said, the servers. Your servers should already be prepared to handle all of this network traffic. Now, Netflix, you're talking about bringing in WWE and bringing in football next year. Come on.
It's going to crash every time.
Exactly.
Well, I can't say again. They will be prepared for that. Now that they went through this trial and this test, they're going to be way much more prepared for those events because that's millions of dollars, especially with WWE and NFL.
They better be prepared. What are we paying? What, $15 to $17?
Right.
20-something bucks.
And then
I think.
y'all just keep raising it for
Keep raising it.
Yeah,
everything is going up. Yeah, that's the truth. And for you to be inconvenienced, just getting all that buffering and stopping and having to restart. Yeah, it was kind of a headache.
And make sure you have some cameramen that know how to cut to another, to cut to another section, another portion of the fight without showing somebody else's derriere in the back room, in the dressing room.
Right, but nobody wasn't trying to see a 58 derriere, right? 58-year-old derriere.
I think that might have been intentional.
It could have been.
That's just Tyson telling about he don't care. Everybody kiss his butt, right?
Okay.
And
Tyson. Tyson don't care.
Tyson has no filter. He don't care.
No, he don't have no filter at all. But back to what you were saying too about the female fight. You saying it being the best fight. Well, what did you think about that? I mean, she got head-butted, right?
I say she got head-butted.
But she butted her, twice. I mean, the first time you get the warning. Second time, you got to get DQ'd, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, but see, the one thing, Serrano, she, even though her eye was split open, very bad. Oh, she kept it up.
Yeah, I think she got cheated out that fight.
Yeah, she really got
Yeah,
cheated.
because she was supposed to.
See, that's Netflix. Yeah.
She won that fight.
Yeah.
In my book, she won that fight.
Yeah.
Because she was giving her hell.
Yeah.
Even with a split eye.
Right.
She was giving her
Like
hell.
I already knew she was gonna lose by decision alone, but just off the strength of heart. Oh yeah, she won that.
Yeah, she won.
Yeah, that was kind of, and that's why sometimes I gave up on boxing sometimes, man, because they rob. These people are out here fighting their heart out, guys. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, they getting robbed at the end of the fight. Now, how would you feel about that? I know I would be really frustrated. I'd be upset to the point that I don't know what I would do. I'm out there fighting 12 rounds, giving it my all, and next thing you know, I feel I got the fight won, and now they talking about I lost the fight.
Yeah.
That's what it's coming to, though.
But I would say, like, even though it was decision, everybody knows she won that fight.
Yeah.
Everybody knows she won it. Like, if it wasn't by decision, oh yeah, Serrano would have won.
Yeah. And Tyson, and with the Tyson fight, I don't feel he even tried to want to win the fight. I think he was just, showing dancing and just dancing and moving and bobbing and just, just doing the Tyson shuffle.
One thing I gotta say, for a 58-year-old man, he still got it.
Oh yeah,
I say he was ducking, dodging, and weaving quick.
Yeah, but I mean, a guy for his age, I told a buddy of mine, his age is nothing but a number. So I wouldn't even judge him based off his age, because if you look how Mike's moves were, he had, I don't know what they call that move, one leg in a certain position where it's well known where he's going to swing and give you either uppercut or that one blow to the head and just give you a complete KO. But other than that, the next, you see Mike biting his glove because he knew this is my opportunity, but I can't do it because of this doggone contract.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to knock Jake out, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah. I just want somebody to knock Jake out.
But let's talk about how much people lost money. Like Drake lost $300,000 in that fight.
But he won $300,000 the next night. And the UFC title with John Jones. So, he balanced it out.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. I didn't hear about that, though. That's what's up.
But, come on. I wouldn't have bet. I didn't bet on Tyson.
No,
I wouldn't have bet on that fight, period.
No,
not worth it.
But on to another serious chatter. The second chatter of the week. We talked about the Tyson, but you say that Joe Biden has issued an all-out missile attack on Russia.
Yeah. So
are you serious? This is all new to me, guys. But this is what we're hearing. This is the chatter.
That came out. I got the notification this morning. It came out that Joe Biden said that he's allowing Ukraine to use American-made warfare missiles to attack Russia, to have a deep strike in Russia. So,
but all that's going to do is just instigate World War III further. Like, we're just inching closer and closer to World War III.
I think it's already being initiated. You have other countries that are starting to become more involved since Israel has been attacking other countries now. So it's close to it. Just probably, I could say, if you're going to start a World War III, it's going to be after the inauguration.
That's I would hope it doesn't come to that, but and I would hope Ukraine, even though they do have the green light, to make a better decision on not to unleash these missiles towards Russia. Because if they do, I know for a fact Russia is not going to take that lightly. And, with that being said, anything can transpire.
Let me ask you this. You're the prime minister of Ukraine, or the president or whatever of Ukraine, and Russia is steady killing your people. What do? You just sit back there and just keep letting them kill y'all off? Kill your country?
You got to do something.
Yeah, you have a point there. It's all relevant, but at the same token, what's going to stop it? They were saying that Trump could get in office and he can stop it. He was saying, within the next 30 minutes.
I'll take back what I said on that last comment because it reminded me, Trump and Putin are pretty much buddies because they have some type of relationship where Putin kind of admires how Trump works. So back to your first question, with Joe doing all these attacks on Russia, Joe's trying to get whatever he can done before he gets out of office. So that could be another thing. Yeah. And the same thing with Israel. I mean, let me go on and see what I can do before I get out of office.
So do you believe that that's the case, or is it, and what I'm talking about now is, do you believe that Putin admires Trump, or does he really think that Trump is just dumb?
I think he admired Trump. I think him and Trump, because as soon as Trump get in office, things going to start cooling off.
But see, I think it's the other way around.
You think so?
I think Trump admires Putin.
Yeah, he does. He does.
See, I'm looking at it from a different standpoint, because Putin didn't start talking big stuff until Biden came into office. Yeah, you got to think about that. Like in Trump's presidency, Putin didn't say one thing. The minute Biden come into office, Putin started wilding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Putin was wilding before Trump got into office.
He was, but during Trump,
and
he wasn't wilding though.
Why do you think that is?
Maybe they probably in cahoots, maybe talking. I don't know. I just know that during Trump's 4-year plan, you didn't hear not a peep.
You're right, though.
From Putin. But the minute Biden got into office, he started talking about, he invaded Ukraine. Then he started, if America helps, we have nukes for you. Like, he started talking big stuff.
Yeah.
But if America is part of the United Nations?
The United
UN,
yeah.
And so Ukraine and all them. So, of course, America has a lot of allies. And my whole point is, the reason why he didn't say anything, for me, what I think, the reason why Putin didn't say anything is because during Trump's presidency, Trump don't want to be a part of the United Nations anyway.
No, he don't. Well, actually, no, I think that was NATO.
Well,
yeah, I think that's NATO.
Well, and that's still part of the world defense. That's still part of the peacemaking, but he didn't want to be a part of it anyway. So he basically wants America to just be not even bother nobody. Just in which some ways I can see and agree with. Not why we got to always be in other people's business.
Yeah, we got to stop policing the world.
But
yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you listen to what he was talking about, he has a great point, because it kind of reminded me one year when they was having a conversation with Trump about either NATO or UN, because Trump was threatening that he wanted to drop out of both of those groups because he wants to be similar to North Korea and Russia, which, if I'm correct, they're not part of those.
No,
those two programs. So he wants to be out because, like I said, Trump wants to run it his way. He don't want to abide by any other organization, regulation, whatever you want to call them, laws. He don't. He want to run it his own self, his own way.
Right.
That's that one thing I gotta say. Along the lines of that, people are saying it's a dictatorship that he's trying to do. I don't know. I said I'm iffy on that. I mean, people keep telling me, since he's in office, all this is gonna happen. I don't know. Let's just see. I mean, the man haven't even took seat yet. But all I just know is, when his presidency, he done a lot of stupid stuff. But you got to look at the other side. He did some good things too. He pulled soldiers back that was over. I forget where they were at.
Somewhere in the Middle East.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle. He pulled them back after being over there for years on end.
Yeah.
So there's good that comes out of it.
Yeah, and like I heard of one of my cohorts at school, we were having a conversation about the good things that Trump had did, and he stated that Trump did something to the U.S. Veteran Hospital Organization. I forgot what they call it. My brain's out there. But he says he was the first president who actually made a difference for injured vets in those hospitals, because the U.S. veterans, they don't do anything for injured troops or even retirees.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And so, and on that note, back to the U.S. butting their nose in everybody's business. I mean, that's how I feel too.
Yeah.
They need to leave people, but they have so much vested in these other countries. is what I believe. So if they got so much vested in Ukraine, they feel like they have an obligation to try to protect them, you know, and these other countries as well, which you can understand in a way, but at the same time, when somebody gets deep into something like a war with another country, I think that that's when the United States should just back off and allow that country to fight their own battles.
And then on top of that, not to mention, it's killing our economy because we're writing checks to these other countries when your own people need help.
And that part, that's the part that, you know, we got people over here living in the streets, you know, trying to find a meal to eat each day, but you're sending all this money over here to these other countries. That's what I'm against. We have too much poverty that's going on over here in our own land for you to be sending millions and billions of dollars over to another foreign land for them to fight and kill some people.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
And since you mentioned, I'm sorry, were you about to say something?
No.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Speaking about millions and billions of dollars, I've heard recently that the Secretary of State, I think his name is, found out that they failed to audit. They don't know where over 800 something million dollars went. And I'm sitting there, you know, why is that? You should know where you're using the money, where you're spending it, because if a corporate company has to go through an audit every year, and if they fail it, they have to pay a fine. Why can't the government do the same? Much as you ask us to pay our taxes, you lose count of what you spent that money on. I want to know too.
And this is the thing too. Somebody has said this to me the other day, and they say they put so much responsibility on us to pay our bills and to make sure that our credit is up to par. But you got to look at the country, how far that they're in debt.
Yeah.
And that they can't pay their bills, and that they're, you know, got dang on about to go bankruptcy. Some say they already have went bankruptcy, but I don't actually know, you know, the true facts about it. But they want us to be able to be responsible and pay our bills right. But then you look at the economy and you look at this country's bill and how far that they're in debt.
Yeah.
How can a country put so much responsibility on a people when they're doing the same thing?
Sure.
You know?
And I apologize. I meant the Secretary of Defense. That's who it is.
Secretary of Defense it was. Okay. All right. So with that note, let's get into these hot topics of the week. First one, let's go into the numbers in the churches and religious organizations. People seem to think that the numbers are declining in these religious institutions. What do you guys think?
One big thing I think about is church has become too political these days now. I mean, yeah, church is good, but it's a lot of political things that go on that shies people away. You got people turning on other people in churches. Like, this is a place we worship the Lord. Why are we talking about politics, church politics? Yeah. So I think that's one thing that's pushing people away.
Okay. What do you think, King Jason? Why do you think the numbers? I mean, who all go to church? Who's a part of a religious organization and go to church? Because that's, you know, me. I don't attend any.
I don't attend either
religious services. I used to go to church. I used to go to the mosque. I used to go to Jehovah's Witnesses. I didn't studied a lot of religion, so. It just was my journey, you know, I would say. But now, with me just doing my own research and learning and studying how things kind of came about, I kind of like, you know, kind of backed up myself for just personal reasons. You know, it was a lot of questions that I had unanswered that I needed to answer, and I had to go digging in other books and other research, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel the same exact way. That's how I feel. Like, there's so much stuff, so many questions I have about the topic of church that it's like, how can I blindly follow? You know, I'm a person that asks questions.
Yes.
And I can't just we got a caller.
All right.
Talk Show Kings, thank you for calling. How can we help you?
Yeah, I just have a question for one of the kings that was talking about church politics. Can he go into further detail of what the church politics that he's referring to?
Well, you got Well, when I'm talking about church politics, you got a lot of people, you got different positions in church. And
Could you please turn down your television or your device that has the show on, because we're getting a lot of feedback from you.
yeah, you're getting a lot of feedback.
But just go ahead and answer the question.
Yeah, just go ahead and answer the question, though, for the young
Just
lady.
speaking to her question, when I'm talking about politics, you got different positions in church. You got people trying to go for different positions. If they don't get this position, they're talking about this person behind their back, this person behind their back. So I can't get with the politics, because I was always like, okay, we're all here for one thing, to worship the Lord. I could get behind that. Why all this animosity?
So let me ask you this, because I attend church too now.
Go ahead, King Eric.
My thing is, if you're there to worship the Lord, there's no reason for you to even worry about the politics that's going on in the church. Because the way I look at it, the reason why a lot of people are not attending church, but maybe because there's a lot of scrutiny going on within different churches, and this person belong, or this person go to this church, it's still the same, but that shouldn't affect your reasoning of being in church.
It shouldn't affect you. You're right about that. It shouldn't affect your reason, but it will affect people's reasons. It shouldn't. Mm-hmm. You're right about that.
It shouldn't.
But it does. Because you got people like, okay, these people should be not on a pedestal, like set a good example. Why are you doing a lot of talking behind people's backs and all that?
Yeah. Okay, now also we have to remember, everybody is still human.
Yeah,
everybody still make mistakes. Just because, we can uphold, and we look at all these people as leaders, that's political leaders. Even we look at Trump and Kamala Harris and President Obama. But the minute someone does something that we don't like, we get turned off. Now, take church for a situation. A lot of people don't believe in Jesus. People talked about Jesus.
Yeah.
They talked about Jesus. They still talk about Jesus. But are you going, Jesus still did what he had to do. He didn't care about them talking about him. He didn't care nothing about all of that. He still went about his way and did the things that he was supposed to do. He didn't care about them even. He knew they were going to kill him. But he still did what he was supposed to do.
But there's a caveat to that, though. Even though if Jesus didn't care what people think, we're in a day and age where that's the number one people think is what people think.
Right. And that's the thing. As people, what somebody else think about me, it's not my business.
You're exactly right about that.
I don't care what you think about me. Because number one, at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I need to do. Because it's my choice to worry about them. And I'm not finna worry about what you think about me, because what you think about me ain't paying my bills. What you think about me ain't putting food on my table.
Yeah,
so I have to, even though we all go through things in life, we can't let politics, because there's politics in jobs. People that go to jobs every day and they have to deal with certain politics because they can't get certain positions. But at the same time, you still have to do what you have to do to make that money. You still got to show up every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, until you find something better, do what you need to do to make yourself a better person and to be a better person for your family. We go to church. People go to church. You're supposed to go to church to serve the Lord, like you said. All of that other stuff, don't even worry about it, because that's not going to be on your conscience. That's on them. Whatever political stuff they got going on in that back office between the preacher, the deacon, and the deacon's wife and all that other stuff, that's between them.
But there's one thing. We're not supposed to care about it, but the pastor or the people high up in the church, they're the leaders.
Right, but
they have to lead by example.
But the same thing, though, if we read the Bible says, I'm pretty sure it says it in any other. I haven't read any other book, so I don't know. I just know the Bible, and the Bible say He's still human. Do as I say, not as I do. So if I'm doing wrong, that don't mean I still have to make the decision. You still have to make a decision whether if I'm a leader or not in the church. You still have to make your own personal decision to do what I say, which is what God told me to tell you to do. Or you could do as I do if I'm doing wrong. Just continue to just do what I do. You still have that decision to make, whether I'm a leader or not, but I'm still human.
So let me say this. My wife and I, we are a member of First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ, which is falls under Apostle Geno Jennings, and our church is Holiness. And there are a few scriptures I want to say, but I'm really not supposed to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. One thing that God has tells us is that he wants us to be holy because he is holy. He already knows that no man is perfect. He already knows that we're going to fall short fall short. Just period. He knows we're going to make mistakes, intentional or unintentional. But the thing is what kind of relationship do you have with Christ? How close are you with Christ? That's what you should be asking yourself. And to the question of why people are leaving churches, the word of God even tells you in there, I don't have the scripture in mind, but it all falls under false ministry. You have a lot of churches in this world, not just the U.S., where it's false ministry, and people be told so many promises that are actually not going to happen because the scripture tells you it's wrong to be given false hope. It's wrong. It's a sin. So that's one of the reasons people lose trust in the church, trust in God. And then two, I've heard a lot of people say, look, why should I believe in a God that I can't see? Well, I could tell you why. God is holy. We are sinful. We won't be able to handle. If we saw God face to face, we would instantly disappear. And I've told people that.
And see, and that when people say that to me, why do you believe in God but you can't see him? You believe in the wind and you can't see the wind. You feel the effects of the wind. When the wind blow, you know that the wind is blowing because you see the leaves on the trees moving.
Correct.
So when God do something in your life, you may not believe, you may not see him, but you see the effects of the things, of the blessings that you get from him.
Correct.
See, I went through that when I was younger. When I was younger, I was homeless and everything. Everything kept going wrong in my life. And I was like, should I praise you, God? Like, everything went wrong. Instantly, I went to jail. And I'm actually, thank God that I went to jail because that set me straight. He's all around. I may not go to church myself. I believe like God is real. He showed me he's real. Mm-hmm. But I just don't go to church like King D said for personal reasons. There's a lot of inconsistencies with the Bible and everything. So I have my own personal relationship with God. So I don't need to go to no building for that.
And that's what a lot of people feel these days, too. People that still may not attend church, but they still believe that there is a God, I think that's the most important thing, that we all have to understand that there is, the one true living God, the creator of all things, the most high, the one, the all. And stemming from that, then you have these, religions that trickles down from the most high. Well, we got to understand too, these religions that man has created for us to follow, they all have taken away from the true laws that the Most High put here for man to follow. And I would say all of them have something good in them. I think all of them has something good in them. Everything that we practice, but we just got to learn how to practice them all together. But with that being said, we got to take 2 minutes. We got to take a time out to pay some bills, guys, and we'll be right back in 2 and 2. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the second half of the show. Before we left off, we were talking about why do we think the numbers in these religious organizations have been dropping these last years, and what we have been talking about. A lot of brothers is real, serious about it and have a lot of great concerns and a lot of good points. I feel, like I was saying before we left off, that, I feel that we all need to be able to find out how we all can work together with these religious organizations, because it's just an ideology. It's what you believe. And everybody is entitled to believe what they want to believe and how they want to believe. But as long as we know that we're here and we're all serving the true and one almighty God, then I think that should be the one thing that should be able to pull us together. But what do you guys, and why do you guys feel that the numbers are decreasing? We want to tap on that.
I believe another thing that made a lot of numbers decrease from people attending churches is because of COVID, during the COVID era.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it's not like COVID is going away.
Yeah.
It's just that they found a better way to. The vaccine is supposed to help you cope with the COVID and not kill you off.
Yes.
So that, for me, I believe that's one of the biggest reasons.
Yeah, because it lasted a while.
Right.
So that kind of cooled a lot of people off from going. It really did.
But here's my thing, though, with that. Is people use the excuse of COVID, but they still go to concerts.
Facts.
They use this use of COVID for not going to church, but they go to concerts
and other things, though. I mean, not just the concerts.
Here go the reason for that, which goes into the segue of my next reason why people don't go. The discipline is not there. Think like this: church and going to the gym. You need discipline to keep going to the gym. You need discipline to keep going to church. A lot of people don't have that type of discipline to just keep going. They might go show up here and there, but they don't have the discipline to keep going.
That's true.
And I think it's a lot to do with the pastor too, the preacher of that organization, because that should be your motivator. When I was in church and I'm sitting in the crowd and I'm listening to the sermon, and a lot of why I wanted to continually go was because he was really feeding me, right? You want to be fed. When you go to these places, you want to be fed.
Right.
And a lot of these pastors is not, they still preaching from back in the 1980s. Sermons, they have to still keep up with the times as well. And they got to be able to feed you today and be able to get you through today and tomorrow. So I think that's another reason why a lot of people may have fell off, because they feel like their soul wasn't getting fed. Because if I'm not getting fed, then I'm not coming back next week to just get served a empty plate, right?
Right.
And you have a very great point, because when people are not being fed the word, that means either the pastor is preaching it wrong, or he's not providing enough scripture to back up the other scriptures to show what your soul is trying to get, what hunger, what nutrition your soul is trying to get. So, and I understand, I've seen people say that as well, but I've even known people where they felt like they're not being fed the word or fed enough of the word.
Right.
But you also have to remember, don't only read the Bible when you at church. Read the Bible at home. Pray at home. You know, that's what we should do. We shouldn't just rely only at church.
Right. And we also have to remember that just because the sermon that week didn't speak to you, it probably wasn't meant for you that week. It was probably meant for somebody else.
True.
Now, and I say that because I had to listen to a sermon. When I first heard a particular sermon, I first heard it, I did not understand it to save my life. But not too long ago, and I heard this sermon years ago.
Yeah.
Watch them dogs. I still remember the title of it. Watch them dogs.
Right.
But when I heard it again, maybe a couple of months ago, I paid attention to it, and I got it. I understood what he was saying. It wasn't meant for me to understand back then,
right?
Because I wasn't going through what he was talking about.
Yes.
It was meant for someone else. But now that I've been through the things that he's talking about, I understand. It's clear. Yes. I get it.
Yes.
And also, to get back on the reason why a lot of people not going, a lot of attendance have been lacking, maybe it's because of the streaming as well. Now, my church, New Light Ministries in Douglasville, we have streaming.
Okay.
And when I'm not in church, I watch it online. I can still stream it. Right. So a lot of people are still streaming as well. So we can't really say if it may be that they're not physically in church.
Yes.
But they're watching it online, and a lot of people are doing that nowadays. So.
And I've told people throughout my life, and since you mentioned about watching on TV, one of the main thing I always tell people is that it's best to go in person because you'll be able to fellowship with others. And I know you can fellowship by watching on TV, but when you are in person, we get to see and meet people who have similar issues or similar trials and tribulations that we have, who can also share it with us, and we can say, hey, wow, so I'm not the only person who's fighting against this. So now I know I have other brothers and sisters who have similar issues to me, and they made it through, and what they give me, I know I can make it through. Yes. So that's why I would tell people it's important to go to church so you be able to fellowship with others.
Yes.
I understand, but just like I have a whole bunch of friends. They're not necessarily people.
Yes.
They'll tell you I don't like people, so that might be best for people like them.
Yeah.
To just stream it. They don't like large groups of people. They like to stay to themselves.
I agree. You're right. People with different personality types who may not be that much of going to a crowd like that. And I respect that. But it's what I'm trying to say is it's not about how many people are in that church, because it's your soul that you should be worrying about. But having people around you who may have similarities, that can also lift you up and encourage you to say, hey, I know I can do this, and God can work me through it and walk me through it.
Yes. And like and like I was saying, I totally feel that somebody and everybody needs to have some type of spiritual guidance. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe. I don't care what you are. You can be Christian, you can be Muslim, you can be a Jehovah's Witness, you can be Catholic. I wouldn't care. But if it's making you a better person, if you going to church is making you a better person and it's making you more feel whole, then mm-hmm. I'm all for it. You know what I mean? So let's do it, because the devil is out here working. The devil is rampant. The devil is real, okay? These entities, they exist. So, if you can get any type of shielding and any type of protection, I'm all for it. For everybody to, at least go out here and try to get some type of word, and get that type of, information so you can feed your soul, man, and you can protect yourself against these other entities that's out here attacking us on a daily basis, you know?
That is right.
You know, so that's what I believe. You know, any last questions on or concerns or answers on why the numbers may be declining, and encouraging words that can maybe help bring these words, you know, bring these attendances numbers back up? Any other Kings? Anything?
I think we're just in the streaming world, the in-person attending is just going to continuously go down because it's easier to stream. So it's just going to continuously go down, as well as, you know, a lot of things that go on streaming.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the way on how we are now. We're in a streaming age, and it's just easier to turn on the TV and stream it.
Right. Okay.
I would say just allow the Holy Spirit to guide you to where you need to go. You know, don't worry about what others say. Just allow the Holy Spirit to guide you and lead you to where you need to go.
Okay. All right. With that being said, guys, we're going to, you know, go to our next topic. Next topic is around these holiday seasons, single parenting homes and how you deal with the holiday season, being in a single parent home, and the challenges that single parents face when certain holidays come up. You know, what do you Kings think about, you know, with the holiday season right around the corner? You have a lot of single parenting mothers. You got single parenting fathers as well. What do you guys feel about some things about what they can do or what they should do to try to keep motivated and stay motivated in this process?
Oh, I'm going to say this. This is from my own personal experience because in the war in Iraq, my father had to go over there. Yeah. And so I was, you know, my parents, they're not together, but I lived with my father, and then he had to go to training a lot. So I had to move back with my mother. And then 9/11 happened, and he had to go off to war. And in that time, I could count on one hand how many times I would see him. And I would just be angry. You know, I couldn't see him every day. Oh, I started running the streets, doing dumb stuff. You know, I remember there was one time my mom one of the times my father called, and my mom was like, I can't control him because I was just wilding like that.
Yes.
And so it puts a burden on the child because they're used to seeing both parents. Now you only see one. Yes. You know, and that's just the going to war part. You know, you got people that loses a parent, and that's a whole nother mess to deal with.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I grew up in a single parent home. It was just me, my brother, and my mom. So I saw the struggle.
Yes.
Not just through the holidays, just all year round. And for me, I guess I just knew that she was just doing what she could do. And it's tough. It's hard. It's hard out there now. Even if it's hard for a two-parent home nowadays.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
I can imagine how hard it is for a single-parent household.
Yeah.
And I guess all you could do is just continue to do what you can do. Don't do anything too major that's going to put you in further discomfort or in further put your family in further danger as far as when it comes to finances or anything. You can only do what you can do.
Yes.
And if you're communicating with the kids or that
right there is a big part right there.
Soothe the pain and the issues or whatever.
That's right.
But as far as another part of that is dealing with the mental aspect of when you lost a loved one during that time. Because there's some people out there, there's some people that lost a parent, as you said. There's some people that lost parents. And
this is a very challenging time for them. Because especially Thanksgiving, you always gathered on Thanksgiving around the table, and ate a big dinner, and we talked and shared all types of stories of past times, and it was just great times. So with somebody that has lost a parent or a loved one, we know that it can be challenging for you, but you always want to just be thankful that you're still existing, and you still have to be strong for the kids and your family, and everyone at this time. And I know a lot of my friends have lost. I lost my father, last year, so he won't be with us this holiday. But at the same time, we still got to stay encouraged. We still have to. Keep some good energy flowing, and not allow us to be depressed and get down on ourselves, because look, we're still here, so it's a purpose why we're still here, because our job isn't finished. So we have to still continually to be strong for our kids and our family as well. Even though we did lose a part of it, we still have a family. It's still family do exist. And go ahead, King Jason. I know you was trying to say something.
I wanted to kind of go back where he was
go
talking
ahead.
about where single parents, do things just to make their kids happy. I as well grew up in a single parent home. I'm the oldest of 3 boys. All 3 was raised by our mom. And when I used to work at GameStop part-time a couple years ago, I literally watched parents come in that store, spend hundreds to thousands of dollars just to get something to make that child happy. And when I tell you I saw those kids' face, they were just like ecstatic. A parent would spend $500 like just like that, and I'm like, wow, I wish I had that kind of money. But it's all about making that child happy, because a parent they'd rather be hurt themselves than seeing their kids hurt. That's how I kind of learned throughout my life. But it's just mostly deal with sacrifice, and you just want to do that and make your child happy. That's my opinion. And then when it comes to like Thanksgiving, having that one parent gone or even both gone who's not there also takes a toll on the child. That's why the young man was right next to me was saying how a child can misbehave because that father is overseas. Sometimes a child will react in kind of way because they know something is missing, and they're going to react to it. They're going to respond that kind of a way.
Yes, and that's another thing that parents need to understand too. In this day and time, these kids are very intelligent. They're very smart. All you have to do is really sit and talk to them and explain to them your situation. Don't be ashamed because you're the parent and you may have fell on some hard times. It happens. Just be able to share it with the kids, and they'll understand.
They will.
And they say, hey, I can't get you 5 gifts, but I can get you 1 good one.
Yeah.
Or I can get you, hey, for Christmas. And they'll understand if you have already nurtured that child into having that type of compassion and that type of, I would want to say, it's a maturity. Yeah. Basically, and understanding that it's just a day. It's just a day in time. Christmas is still just a day. Thanksgiving is still just a day, and these are pagan holidays that we have took on, and
That's true.
like I was saying, and I tell my friend all the time, I don't really believe in them, but I practice them, and I don't think I'm a bad person. So if my child want to participate and feel like they're left out, I'm gonna try to participate just for the sake of my child. I don't want my child to feel like he's less than another child, even though I may not per se believe in it or, practice it, but it's just the understanding. And I always explain to my child too, what it is, and don't get all caught up in it. And I also, when I used to give my son gifts and my daughters gifts on the holidays, I would make them give one of them away, to charity. Give one to your friends. Give one to, if we was to go to the Salvation Army. Teach them charity. Teach them not to be so selfish, because these kids is very selfish these days. So, but it's about teaching our kids not to be so selfish and be giving and caring to others, because other kids is not that fortunate. You know, you might be fortunate, but some kids may not be as fortunate as you.
That's true.
So always teach charity, you know, around this time to the kids and even to the families and to the parents.
That's true.
Anything else you Kings want to say about, you know, the struggle of being a single parent home on these trying times and, you know, and these holidays that's coming up and just trying to take care of the family?
I just say, like, you know, try to be strong. Like, you know, even though my father was overseas, you know, I thank God, you know, that my mom was strong and she taught me a lot of values. You know, she didn't necessarily go to GameStop for me, drop $500.
I know that's right.
But
No, I don't know too many of our parents did do that.
But she taught me,
You know.
you know, if I want something, I've got to go out there and earn it.
Correct.
So I never went to my mom and I tried to ask her, you know, can I have this? But it was always, you know, you're going to wash dishes, wash the car, do something to earn this.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
I remember all the time my mama used to say, and I'm pretty sure y'all done heard it too, I ain't got no McDonald's money.
That was
Got no Blockbuster money.
That's true.
That's it, though. You're right. Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, during this time of the year, the holiday, it gets stressful for a lot of families.
That's right.
That's
right.
Single families, single parent households, 2-parent households.
Yes.
It becomes stressful because they're trying to make sure that their kids have, but you don't want to put yourself in a bind.
That's
gonna make sure I'm not gonna go out here and spend my rent money or my mortgage money to make sure there's a Christmas in this house because we still have to live for the next 12 months or however long in this house. So I'm not going to do that. So that's one thing. We just have to be responsible during this time. Be responsible. Don't get caught up in all of the hoopla and Black Friday. I can't stand Black Friday, but just understand something. Black Friday, the prices are actually raised during Black Friday, where you think that they're being lowered. I mean, I've seen
I
the
really
TV.
haven't been a lot, but I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I did Black Friday one time in my life, and I said never again.
Look, I used to work at Best Buy, so
Okay.
I had to be there
Yeah.
on Black Friday.
Yes.
So I know how the rush is.
Yes. And so that's what would be my advice too. Just live within your means, right?
That's it.
true.
Just live within your
exactly
means.
right.
And and explain to the kids of what you're going through as a parent, because they need to hear it. I know I needed to hear it. When my mother, because I came from a single family home too. My mother, it was 5 of us, and my mother, she busted her butt, man, for us,
Right.
man. And it was times she was like, "Well, you're not about to get all of this and all of this, but you can pick out one thing that you might want."
I remember that.
And it was and I understood. Because I've seen my mother waking up every day, going busting her tail to provide for us, And and I just want, all the other parents that's out here and watching the show, hey, don't get into debt. And it's a lot of people do, because the statistics say that a lot of credit cards and a lot of people go into debt around this time.
That's true.
Just try to keep it in moderation. And that's what we would want to try to share and try to bring forth, so you guys understand that it's not that serious. Yes, it is a day to.
It's okay not to get everything they want.
That's right. That's right. It's okay not to buy that child everything, and but it's okay, because I know some parents hate for their child to be mad at them. If their child is mad at them, they feel like it's the end of the world. Literally, no, but we don't care. But it's other parents that when that child is upset with them, they feel a certain type of way. You don't know any of them? Come on. You guys don't know any of them?
I know some.
I know some.
I know some.
Yeah, I know some. And they exist,
I'm pretty sure they exist, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
So I advise these parents, hey, stay strong, man. Stay strong. Stand on your square. But at the same time, talk to them, explain to them, the pros and the cons behind all of these holidays, and what it really means to, share these times with your loved ones. That's the most important thing that I would say.
That's true.
What else you got to say, Kings, about it?
Shoot, I ain't got nothing else on that.
I don't either. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Like I say, I stand by the words I said before. Don't get in debt.
Yes,
Don't do something.
yes,
Don't, like you said, don't live above your means. Don't
That is true.
try to keep up with the Joneses.
As a matter of fact, I do got one thing to say. Put that credit card up at this time.
Cut it.
You don't have to cut it. Put it up in a hiding spot. Don't even think about it.
Yes, yes.
What
Put it
credit
up.
card?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. I think the meals was the best time, you know. The good eating, you know. We ate
Right.
good always around
Oh, yeah.
these times. You
Yeah.
know. We got full, everybody had good times, and you know, it was just the camaraderie with the
That's it.
family.
Yeah.
Man.
And a lot of that is missing still because, you know, some families don't come together.
That's right. That's right. And we had a family gathering yesterday. I actually had an aunt in town, and we had a big old gathering at my house yesterday, and it went real well. But that's the biggest thing right there, you know, family, spending time with your family. And
That's
if you
true,
don't,
yeah.
you know, maybe this year y'all set something up and y'all congregate and love on each other. Because that's what this time is about. That's what all the whole year is about, really. Setting up times to where as though the family gets together and just love on each other.
Yeah.
Because we only have one. We only
That's
have
true.
one true family. And a lot of family, you know, even back home in my small little town, it's somebody, and it was a small little town, but you didn't know they was your family until something happened because we didn't ingather, you know, as much. But that's what it's about, man. Learn your family, find out where your bloodline lies, and get connected, you know, especially in this time. You see what's going on. You see what's going on in the political realm. You see what's going on, you know, in the manufacturing realm. You see what's going on in this business realm. You know, it's about time families start coming together and building their own wealth, building their own success, you know, amongst each other, you know. But it starts with the gathering, the gather, right?
That's it.
That's it, man.
I think that would be a great topic on another show, is talk about small businesses where families work together and build that wealth.
That's what we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
I bull crap you not. You know, me and my cousin, we like, hey man, we can just put $50 a month in the pot with each other, and we just keep stacking it, $50 to $100 a month, and let's just watch it grow, and then we'll figure out what we need to do from there. If we want to invest it in some real estate, we invest in real estate.
Yeah.
If we want to invest in a business, we invest in a business. But it's a start, you know, and it's about family, building this generational wealth.
Correct.
Something that we can pass down to our nieces and nephews, you know,
Right.
because who else going to do it? You know?
That's true.
I say most people around the world don't, you know, if they were to pass away today, they ain't got nothing to show for it. So, I mean, you right about that.
Yes. And it's just, and it takes the family. You know, what you think, $50, $100, $50 a month, you know, you drop into the pot. Listen, that stuff adds up quick.
It
You got
does.
10 people.
That is true.
You got 10 people. That's $500 a month.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's $6,000 a year. Quick. You know, and that's money that you can always help another loved one out in the family. They might fall on hard times. Hey, well, we can go in our kitty, we can go into the pot, and we can help them. You know, we got to think smarter. You know, those $50 may have not, you know, seemed like a whole heck of a lot, or it may seem like a lot to some people. But just think, and when you got compounding interest, with, you know, and your family is building, that's money that can help another family member.
Oh, yeah.
But I say, but just to play devil's advocate for a minute,
Yes.
it might be hard for some families to do that when they're living check to check.
Yes.
True.
Yes, but it's all about whatever that family can afford, really.
Can contribute,
because it's a
yeah.
family thing, right?
Right.
It's a family pot. So it's all for the family. If they can just put in $10, you know, it's more than nothing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll get any more detail on
Absolutely,
the next.
absolutely. So I think we're winding down to our show, guys, and thank you for tuning in. And I want to just give all the Kings a little, you know, any last words? Any last words you'd like to say to the audience?
last words, just live within your means. You know, even though you might be a single parent, live within your means and put up that credit card at this time.
Okay. All right, King Jason.
What I want to say to everybody is love your family, because we only have one family, and that's all we have. Cherish them while you have the time.
That's right. King Eric.
And for me, my final thoughts would be, you know, just keep in touch with the family members during this time, especially those that's lost loved ones, their significant others. So
Yes, mental health is real. And there you have it from the Talk Show Kings. Till next time, peace.
Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
You are tuned in to